we were talking about it, how pleased we were with it. I think it was a very great success. It was, and it was so nice to learn about the film companies that are in our community. It's a great resource to have.
Isn't it? And you kind of don't hear about them or know about them unless you're a total fan of film festivals. And
yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was very delightful, and we were saying it's such a great success, for the first effort. I mean, it's, kudos to Linda for all her hard work.
Well, I was going to say Linda wouldn't have it anything but
yes,
beyond and over the top.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely.
The hours she put in, I just. What do you say to someone that does that?
Yeah. No, it's great. It's great.
But you all put in hours. You were the judge. That took a tremendous amount of time. And Daryl, you assisted and were there the day of. So it takes a team. Hi, Bryce. So I know Lonnie's out of town. She didn't get back to me if she was going to call in. And Earl's taking care of, there he is, his mother. So he's just going to call in.
Okay.
So I'm super excited. We're going to get started. Hi, Earl.
Hey, everybody. I don't have any video going on. I'm on an ancient work laptop. So I'm here. I'm here as a voice.
Okay, great. So the goal of this meeting is within this hour to pick, ideally, the artist to wrap five boxes. Since our last meeting, the team at Print Northwest went out and they measured the boxes. I believe they're all double boxes, and we have 5. So I'm going to share my screen, Nikki. And what we're going to do is just look at them. We'll go from there. I'm really, really pleased with the possibility.
They're beautiful. They're just gorgeous.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad you like them. Let's see.
Yeah, the Mauricio, he's I think he's going to be a great addition to this whole program. I think they're very lively.
So what I'd like to say is, since our last meeting, I met with that Latino art group, and Mauricio was one of the artists, and he happened to show me some of his art on his phone, and I was like, whoa, this is really fitting that bill for the Latino art that we're looking for, and representing that culture. And I had no idea until I went to his website, really, the extent of everything. Now, I did clarify with him, because there is a tab on his website that says public art under work. And I asked him if that was still in the process. He said, no, it's all finished. So everything's all done. But let's start with Rosa Cruz. And we can do this a couple times, but we'll just start here. So this is an amazing piece.
It is.
It's just amazing. And yes, she said we can use any of this artwork. This is called Rhythms of Diversity. No, sorry. Let's see, I'm gonna stop here and then start again. Okay. So she had Wildflowers, Life Song, Cows and Giant Dandelions, and Rhythms of Diversity. Sorry, I'm going to stop share one more time and go to. No, I'm not able to scroll down on this, so sorry. So, well, we'll go to another one. This was another one of hers called Rhythms of Diversity. My feedback is that it's very similar to the other tribal quilts.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it looks almost exactly like the other one. Daryl, by the way, I like your red carpet background there, Daryl.
All roads lead
how to
to
go
our,
to the-
our wonderful festival.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was
we're
fitting.
just going to move on. So she did, well, we need to see cows and giant dandelions. So I need to figure out how to get to her website. So. Sorry, you guys. Okay, are you seeing this right now? Okay, great. All right, so good. All right, so here
the website.
And so I did clarify that none of these routes are in Washington. So if we picked any of these, there would be no duplication. Okay.
Sally, we're not seeing artwork. We just see your Word document.
Okay. So let me start again. Okay.
There we go. Now we see it.
Great. Okay, so this is nature and game table. I didn't really mention that. I didn't think that was the best. I loved this life song, like we were just looking at. You know, it has the barns that speak to Fort Silicon Park. It's got the orcas that speak to the Washington coast. I don't know. It was just lovely. And she shows it in all different directions of the box, which is helpful.
Hey, Sally, she can't put a gorilla in there somewhere, can she?
I bet she could. I bet she could.
I'm just asking.
Obvious.
Just asking.
Yep.
So this to me is a very busy piece, and if we did choose it, it would lend itself well at a quieter location like Bridgeport or Grove Lake in 112th by Clover Park, or just a quieter location where you really have time to look at it, as opposed to like Bridgeport and Custer.
I agree. That's a good thought.
Okay, and then I skipped that one and then went on. This was the wildflowers that we proposed. Lovely. We've seen those. The colorful rocks we already have. And then this is cows and giant dandelions.
That's hysterical.
And again, it kind of has that Fort Silicon Park feel to it.
Yeah.
And then I think that was the last one. Yeah, that was the last one. So you can see she's done a lot. Cats, that's kind of cute. But I wanted to give you the full, that's really pretty.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's the monarch butterflies. So I think that, do you want me to go back up to the beginning and maybe pick our top 2 or 3 favorites and then look at the others and then circle back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I honestly didn't have this one on here because it has elements of the wildflower. So I thought, that wouldn't, if we were going to pick wildflower, then this one wouldn't, it would kind of be a little bit of a duplicate. So unless anyone likes that, we'll move on to the life song.
Life song. It's beautiful.
Is this a favorite of anyone's? Would anyone like to see this on one of our signal boxes?
I do like this one. I think this one's kind of cool. Very lively.
Yeah, I like it too, Earl. I think it's got a lot going for it.
And it's you know, and one good thing I like about it is I could see this on a 3-dimensional box, because it doesn't have a front and it doesn't have a back and it doesn't have a side.
Right, like so many.
Yeah.
Emily or Daryl, do you have feedback?
Yeah, this was one of my favorites as well. Very vibrant.
I would definitely agree with everyone else. I love the musical notes and the way they are continuous and wrap around. That's going to foster a lot of interest. I think people will enjoy this particular one.
Okay.
Agreed. Agreed. Very much so.
Great, great, great.
Now, Sally, as a note, I mean, does the music signify anything? Like, is it an actual song? Like, is she conveying something with the music notes there? Or do we know?
That's a good question. You know, there was a description.
It might be nice to like kind of ask that, because I mean, if we choose to do this on Gravelly Lake Drive on 112 right in front of a school, you know, you know what I mean? Because they have a music program, I'm sure, and
Well, if it is a song, we should know what it is.
exactly. We don't want it to be a bad one, Susan.
Right. Bad words in it.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great. I will do that. And then we, now that you've viewed the other ones, we'll circle back to Wildflower.
Now, didn't we already install this one on another box, or did we just choose it? I can't remember.
Mute. Sally, you're on mute.
Oh. I'm not.
Sally, you're on mute.
Sorry, it's not on a box right now. It was
Okay,
consideration, and then in the last meeting, we decided we wanted to move it up and
gotcha.
consider it.
That's what I had thought.
So talk to me. Tell me what you think.
I think it's deserving of a second look.
Yes, I do
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
It's
same
a
here.
lovely piece. Lovely piece.
Emily?
Yeah, again, I'm sorry. This is my first meeting, so I feel like I'm kind of just coming into the conversation. But I as a first look for me, I liked this one a lot. Again, I like the color, and maybe I'm just more drawn to the nature
Mm-hmm.
ones. But yeah, I like this a lot.
Okay, great. All right, let's keep going, and then we'll kind of prioritize them after that, okay?
Sure.
We already have this one up, just so you know, Emily, and we have her colorful rocks up. I just skipped that one. I didn't think that was of interest, but you know, tell me otherwise if the ones I skipped over you like. I thought this was whimsical and fun.
I think this is hysterical. I think it's great.
Mhm. Same here.
You know, I feel like they all have such a different feel. You wouldn't necessarily know they were from the same artist, not that it matters.
Yeah. Because we definitely don't want to have, you know, a theme of any sort. We want to have some sort of diversity.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so Daryl and Emily.
Go ahead, Emily.
Thanks. This was not one of my favorites, but I did really like. It reminded me of almost like a storybook, and I liked that because it was different from the other two that we just looked at. So yeah, I agree with what's been said. Not my favorite, but I think it's definitely if we're going for diversity among the box wraps, I think this one would work really well.
Thanks for sharing like details of your thought process. That's really helpful.
It speaks to me of the many meadows in Lakewood.
That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, at one time, Lakewood used to be just all prairie land.
And I think kids, young children probably will relate to it also. So that might be a nice drawing.
Yes.
Is this piece as it's pictured now, is it just a flat panel, or like how would that translate to a box wrap where it's more of a 360?
That's a good question. So what happens is the print shop does a prototype so you can see it. So before it's installed, they send out a prototype where we can see it on all sides. And then they ask for an approval, and then I send it out to you all so you can see it as well. And then I give a yay or nay. So you don't have to feel like when you say yes, it's going on and we won't get to see it, how it actually looks.
Right.
Thank you.
And now that I look at it, I can't tell if it doesn't look like that was actually a signal box. So it may be that it can or can't be on the signal box once I drill down further. I think there was there one more? No, I think, the monarch. I hadn't put those in for consideration, but of course, it's up to you all.
I don't mind it, but I think, I don't know. I think it's my least favorite out of the ones we've seen so far. But I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying I think I like the other ones better.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Earl. Least favorite, I think, again, but it is very different from the others we've looked at. So so if we are going for that diversity, it's definitely a different look than the others, but yeah, my least favorite.
Thank you. Susan?
It's a fine piece. I like the composition. It has an important message to it and looks very interesting. But I think I concur with my colleagues here. It's perhaps not quite as strong.
Got it. And Daryl?
I think I'm consistent with the others here, although it is rather striking, but
Yes.
yeah. Maybe down the road we could reconsider.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, and then if you had to number Life Song, Wildflower, and Cows and Giants, 1, 2, 3, most one you definitely want to, 1, 2, 3. Let's just see if you can prioritize them. If not, that's too hard. That's okay too. But
I think for me, almost the way I would prioritize them is the way that you just presented them.
Sorry, can you say it again?
I think how I would prioritize them is the way you just presented them. I mean, in sequence,
Okay, Life Song, Wildflower, and Cows and Giants. Okay.
Exactly. But I do want to know what that song is. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to be surprised by anything.
Okay, I will do that.
Not that she would slip anything in there, but still.
Oh, we know it could
I don't read music.
It could be Alice Cooper's School's Out or something.
Yeah.
All right, and then Daryl.
Again,
Daryl,
I think the order that you gave it, the sequential order is perfect.
okay.
Yeah.
Then,
Agreed. I think so too.
oh, you're also easy to work with, Emily.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree as well, that the order that we looked at them,
Mhm.
that's great.
Okay, and then we can move on. I'm gonna stop share. And then we'll go to the email I sent. Okay. So, Mauricio.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, if we could, I really enjoy his paintings. Okay, but we need to, he's an artist that we need to reach out to conceptualize this piece of art to go on a 3D image, because we're going to lose what's going on in this piece
Mhm.
if it's wrapped on a 3D image, because the dog is going to be on a different plane than the artist. And because they're both, and there's going to be a corner in the middle of them. And so therefore, and then what's going to go on, and it's not going to wrap around all four sides. So if he can add some of the similar flavor of this piece, and similar colors that'll wrap around the sides and the back, then it would be a winner. I mean, even if he doubled it, he did the exact same image on the other side, but it needs to wrap successfully around four corners.
This box will definitely stop traffic.
Could I just actually clarify? So we're considering just the two, the artist paints his dog and the sun wizard greets a tree?
Can you, just a minute, please, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, back. Sorry, I'm in the middle of a kitchen that's making a lot of noise. So you want to see how it'll look? Yeah, or wrapped. Okay. Well, I think actually the next step is if we send it to the print shop, they do that, they wrap it, and then we can see, and then they would work with the artist on how to tweak it.
Yeah.
So that's how that works. That would be the next step. So we would kind of need to decide, I mean, within this meeting, not this second, if we want to proceed with that. Okay, but good question. It is very hard. What it reminds me of is Katie Dean's Leap of Faith. It was similar. It's just like one photo. I couldn't picture it on a box, and boy, that turned out so beautiful. Okay, so artist paints his dog, and then we have the sun wizard greets a tree.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I'm gonna kind of quickly go through, and then we'll go back just so you can see them all.
Sure.
There's so many. King of Hearts. This to me had more of like a Native American feel, which I thought was nice.
I thought that one would look great wrapped around a box.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first thought when I saw this one.
Mm-hmm. Cricket.
Well, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cute.
But correct me if I'm wrong. It's like, we don't have crickets around here though, right? I don't ever hear crickets. Does anybody else?
No.
Mm.
Blind man sings to the fiery orb.
Yeah,
I thought that was so
that was very nice.
Strong piece.
the flute player.
That's a beautiful one.
Yeah, I think this was one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so that concludes Mauricio. So let's just go back up and then see if we can decide how many of his we want to use and which ones. Okay, let's start with, well, do you, how would you like to do this?
I like that one a lot.
Okay.
I'm in agreement on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But as again, with any of Mauricio's, he has to format them in a different way to be able to put on a box.
Yeah.
And he's motivated. He said it's his dream to have
Sure.
a signal box.
Well,
And these are all digitized, the first one, so that'll be easy.
How do I turn it up?
And then so Susan and Emily, how do you feel about this one?
Oh, I think it's charming. I think it's really wonderful.
And Emily?
Yeah, I agree. I think I would need to see a representation of what it would look like, stretched out on a box. But I do like this one a lot.
And then the Sun Wizard.
Yeah, I love this one. I love that tree.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it wonderful?
I also love this one. I mean, I'm kind of torn on a lot of his pieces because I kind of equally like them.
Yeah, I hear you.
The flute player.
Well, let's agree that we can love them all, but I guess I just want to hear it and make sure everyone does, and then we can go back and figure out how to do it. So, Susan and Daryl, the Sun Wizard.
I love the Sun Wizard. I think it's wonderful.
And Daryl. Daryl, do you love it? Sorry. Yeah. Don't feel like you have to go along if you don't.
it's so hard.
Sally, I do have to say, since we've been doing this project, I know we're not the first city that's done this project, but I've really liked what we've done so far, and the vinyl material really makes the colors pop.
Yes.
On these utility boxes. I mean, you drive by these boxes and they're very vibrant. I mean, because in some other, cities I've seen boxes that were simply painted on there and it looks very dull and washed out when it kind of comes to the color. The vinyl looks really sharp.
Thanks for that.
And easily to maintain.
Yeah, when that colorful rocks got tagged, I mean, boy, it cleaned up so easily. I know. I hope they stay vibrant a long time. Okay. Oh my gosh.
I know. They're wonderful. This is perfect for a box.
Yeah, I could definitely see this wrap.
Okay.
I'd have to say this is my favorite.
Oh, it's your favorite. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're all in agreement. Does anyone want to add anything else?
No, I like that one.
Should we keep going, not do the cricket because we don't have crickets? I think more that speaks to Mexico, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I think the cricket's super adorable. We just don't have crickets.
Oh, flying man.
I like this one too.
So the last two I'm just gonna is flying man and flute player. So these are the last two.
So I think if I had to give you a top three, Sally, it would be the Sun Wizard Greets a Tree, King of Hearts, and the Flute Player.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it would be the flute player, the sun wizard, and the dog. I mean, I don't know. I just like the dog because I'm a dog kind of guy, but I'm also flexible.
And Susan, your top three.
I love the flute player, and I think the King of Hearts would be very adaptable to the format, and of course the dog.
So there's a king of trees and a king of dogs, is that right? Oh, Sun Wizard Greets a Tree, because I had Emily, did you say King of Trees was one of your favorites?
The Sun Wizard Greets a Tree, King of Hearts, and the Flute Player.
Oh, quick King of Hearts. Okay. Okay. And then
I am also a dog person, so if the dog is a favorite, that's fine.
yeah.
I know we like them all.
And we do have with our state's best dog park a lot of dogs.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, you do. Yes.
And then Daryl, your top three.
Boy, that's hard.
And you don't have to, you could do your top five.
No. King of Hearts, flute player, and it's just hard for me. They're very, very strong, all of them.
Okay, so it's between.
I'm gonna make it easy. I'm gonna say
And a
two. I'm gonna say
dog, so-
two. King of Hearts and flute player for me. I'm not gonna have a artist paints his dog is strong, but I'm just gonna narrow mine to two. If that's
My dog.
allowable, then I don't feel so torn.
Yeah. Come on. Okay. So it looks like in the top three, we definitely have Sun Wizard. Oh, the flute player. Everyone agreed on the flute.
Yep. I think everybody agreed on the King of Hearts too.
Yeah, everyone agreed on the King of Hearts except you.
Oh, well, you know what? I could be outvoted on that one.
Okay, so I'll put King of Hearts. And then let's see. Then it's between the Sun Wizard and the dog is kind of a tie. So let's look and and of course we want them to look different. To me, like the dog has a different feel than the others. Like you could tell that this, oh, that tree is really cool. Oh, I'm gonna stay out of it. And we can use them all. We can put that caveat in. We have, lots of signal box reps to do.
Yeah, and we can always shift one towards the next generation.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna put so the dog has 1, 2, 3. Sun Wizard has 1, 2.
Oh, just be the tiebreaker, Sally.
Oh my god. Let's do them all. I'm gonna put dog and then Sun Wizard, okay? I don't think we can go wrong. Oh, but why isn't the king? Oh, the King of Hearts is in there. Okay. So flute, King of Hearts, dog, and sun. Okay. All right. Top 3. And then I reached out to Katie Dean per your request. And she submitted this as an option. She would color it in, but she didn't want to color it in if we weren't going to choose it. And she did Leap of Faith. If you'll remember, it was like the koi pond. Do we want to consider this or put it off the table?
I think this one would be ideal for some of the other signal boxes that when we get more into the international district, because I think it would fit with that, like especially the koi one we put on South Tacoma Way in 84th. I think this would complement it very well. But for the ones around the Lakewood Town Center, I'm not really sure.
I think that's really good feedback. Any other thoughts? My main concern is that you all feel that you had a voice. So please speak up if you have any thoughts. Otherwise, I'm just going to go with what the last person said and assume that you agree, if that's fair.
I agree. I don't think we need to use it right now.
Okay, thank you.
Without being part of previous conversations, I did like this one, but I'm fine with holding it for now.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And then we had Leslie White. She did the Adrinka. And Lonnie had really liked the ferns, but we felt like it needed more background so as not to be graffitied or tagged. So you probably recognize the fern. I didn't think they were that strong. Personally, I didn't think they added anything, but
I don't dislike them, but they seem a little bit too similar to the one that's already been put into Springbrook. It just seems almost exact. Because I think it was a fern that we put into Springbrook, right?
That was the tribal quilt.
Oh, didn't we put a fern somewhere?
Well, this looks very similar to the portal on Far West and Stillicum. You know how they had the
oh,
and then the greenery. Yeah, exactly. It looks very similar, but like not as robust of an image.
Yeah, I think these are my least favorite out of the whole meeting.
Yes, I agree with that too. My least favorite.
Yeah, it needs to, yeah, it's not strong enough, I don't think, visually.
Okay. So great. Okay, this is great. So what we're going to do now is, oh, sorry. We're going to go back up and look at the boxes, these locations. And then, so we have 5 locations and we have our top 3 from Mauricio and Rosa. And I did reach out to the others. Now, I got a call back, but you know, the ones, I think it was Jorge. It was kind of that spotted design of blacks and oranges. And I would say that those will go better in the International District as well. If we were just going to stick with these two for Gravely Lake, for the Gravely Lake and Main Street, let's just play around with throwing out which ones we would put where. I may, if I need to go back to your PowerPoint, Earl, where you have pictures, I could do that. But I think we all kind of know,
Well, maybe we should do like
maybe just tell me
favorites.
first.
I mean, I think one of my favorites, I guess, was the flute player. So maybe we should just put the flute player on Maine, Gravely Lake and Maine. I mean, we're not really wrong on any of these.
Right. I would throw out that Gravely Lake Bridgeport is the busiest intersection. And so
Bridgeport and Custer. Oh, sure.
And the reason that would go well there is that it's very busy, and you can just see this. It's not like Life Zone where people could really get distracted. It's nice and clean. You see it, and it's bold and beautiful.
Are you thinking in saying putting the flute player on Bridgeport and Custer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? That would be, I'm not opposed to anything, but I think that would actually go well just for the simple fact that that signal box is right in front of Sound Credit Union. So it kind of goes with the flute player.
Now, the caveat is these are all double boxes. So I'll be needing to ask the artist what they'd like to do with a smaller box. If they want to do a complimentary wrap or a piece of the current one that carries over. So that would be something to work with the artist on and share back.
So yeah, I could go with the flute player at Bridgeport and Custer.
I'm just thinking of this off the top of my head because
Sure.
I didn't know which ones you're going to pick, but and another really cool reason is when I met Mauricio, it was at Casa Mia just down the street from there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right, just down the street.
And then we have our other locations. Now I will tell you, like the Mount Tahoma one, Gravely Lake and Mount Tahoma, you see on all sides. Not all of these use sides. But that one.
This helps with maintaining balance. The direction of the transfer will change which hand is called leading and trailing. For example,
Maybe the Wildflowers, that seemed like one that would really wrap well.
keep your hands low and close to your body.
Good point.
Such as on the wheelchair cushion, frame, or wheel. This position provides the greatest power for using your arm.
And I don't know if you know where it's right where you turn left into town center, Gravely Lake, and then the music store is on your left and Subway and then Park Lodge is across the street.
Gravely Lake Drive in Mount Tahoma, that's the multi-clinic.
Your shoulders down and your elbows.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
If you find that as you lift,
you're talking about Gravely Lake Drive in Ardmore, or
Oh,
I think it's Ardmore.
okay. So that's by the
And we can definitely put one at Gravely Lake Drive in Mount and Ardmore too.
Mhm.
on the wheelchair and reduces the likelihood that the wheelchair will slide away from you as you transfer.
And then we have Gravely Lake and 100,
The transfer by reaching
which that's close to Park Lodge.
Yeah, that's close to Park Lodge.
Bradley Lake and Bridgeport's a super
the
busy.
leading hand should be extended far enough
And then Bridgeport and then
but not too far so that it causes you to lose balance. Phase 2.
would it be helpful to show your
Start with your hands on the
point?
Sure, if you have it handy. I don't have it handy.
lean forward into the side so that your hips look forward and up off the cushion and swing toward the
Oh, stop share, sorry.
Yeah.
And then I need to start sharing, Nikki. Oh. Hang tight. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. Okay, so okay, probably like in Maine. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So this, yeah, you can see all sides of that. You know, that's one of the main entrances into town center. It's relatively quiet. Maybe just as we're looking at it, I don't know the best way to do this, but you want me to just flip through the locations first and then go back? Or maybe you can take notes of ones you think might look good. So we're looking at the flute player, the king of hearts, the dog, the sun wizard, life song, which is very busy, wildflowers, and cows and giants.
I think out of all the locations, I think this one is more heavily trafficked by pedestrians than any of the other locations. I mean, I walk by this all the time, you know, and I know a lot of people, like all the other intersections, I don't think they're going to be as heavy traffic in the pedestrian arena as this one would be.
Okay.
If that makes any difference on anybody's bearing. I mean, I just kind of wanted to throw it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Earl, that means they'll have more of an opportunity to stop and look.
Yeah.
I would probably agree with that.
And the next signal rep that we did just up the road from it was the Hummingbird.
Yeah.
Right. Good point.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if we want to do almost the same theme like with the wildflower. Maybe we want to use one of Mauricio's because it'll be completely different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we could do the dog, the painter and the dog, the sun wizard, or the king of hearts.
Or maybe the sun wizard or the flute player.
We put the flute player at Bridgeport and Custer.
Oh, okay, that's right. I think the Sun Wizard would look pretty awesome here because it's just so striking and vibrant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a good call.
And again, we're not really wrong on anything.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Alpharetta, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Not
So rather
Ardmore.
than 100. Okay. This is seen by from all sides. Okay, so now we have the dog and the painter, the King of Hearts. We've got Wildflowers, Cows and Giants, and Life Song.
Maybe the one with all of the animals or the one with the dog because it's going to be right across the street from Park Lodge with the kids.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, maybe Life Song. That was the one with all the animals and the music notes.
Yeah.
Well, I think, the dog and his painter, I think Earl was saying, since it's a dog and the school's close by, that might be a fun one.
Yeah.
I think I would like to see that Life Song where there's a lot of pedestrians because there's so much to see.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a really good point, Sally, especially maybe we should do the Life Song at Main Street. I forgot all about that one.
The thing is, do you think people will see the back enough, both sides enough?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to get. It's not hard to get around to the back, but but the back isn't also like because it's dirt right in the back of it.
You know what? I think that'd be nicer because I can see you're stopped at the light, so you're seeing the back, and then when you're coming down gradually, you see the front. So Gravely Lake and Maine, instead of the Sun Wizard, we could do Life Song. Okay, and then Gravely Lake and 100. We've got the dog and his painter.
Sure, that would be cute.
Yeah.
And then Gravely Lake and Mount. Is it Mount Tacoma or Mount?
I don't know if it's. I think it changes. I really do. I think at one point it's Mount Tahoma and the other point it's Mount Tacoma on the other side, but I could be wrong because I don't know. I could have sworn I've seen both, but it's either Mount Tahoma or Mount Tacoma. It's one of the, we all know where it is.
I don't know why I'm having such a hard time locating, like what's across the street from it?
Isn't that where Hess
That's
Deli?
the Colonial Center is right across the
okay.
street. And then also on the other side, it's like the
German deli?
Okay.
German deli but the mechanic place was just torn down. So it's just an empty lot.
Yeah.
With the German deli behind it.
That used to be Love's Barbecue Pit. Back when.
Okay. So now we still have the Sun Wizard and King of Hearts. And we've still got Wildflowers, Cows and Giants. And we're not going to be using all of them because we've got 5 boxes measured in.
Yeah.
I mean, we will eventually, but.
Yeah. And, I'm kind of just throwing out ideas just based upon the location, and anybody can throw out an idea, but I don't know, since it's right in front of Multicare, maybe the King of Hearts.
Interesting.
Well, that would be appropriate.
I don't think we can really go wrong.
No, we can't. They're all so strong.
Now we've used the flute player at Bridgeport and Custer. We've used Life Song at Bradley and Maine, The Dog and His Painter at Bradley and 100, King of Hearts at Oklahoma. So for Maurice, we've got the Sun Wizard left. Mauricio, I should say. And then we have the Wildflowers and Cows and Giants left. Oh, see, Bradley Lake at 112. They didn't measure that one. That is very visible, and it's by the school.
Yeah. It's very visible. I mean, like the front part of it, it's like right in your face visible.
Yeah.
Especially for all those people that are screaming around the corner going 50 miles an hour.
Right. Right.
Maybe they need the wildflowers then to calm them down.
Or the Sun Wizard to cast a spell.
Oh, goodness.
So the next closest one is the Hummingbird, as you'll remember.
Yep.
I'm just gonna put a Gravel Lake at 112 because it just takes them a second to measure, and I would like to see this one wrapped. So Gravel Lake at 112.
I could go with the Sun Wizard on this one.
It would be striking enough, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody, I apologize. I have to go pick up my daughter from daycare.
Hey, no problem,
Thank
Emily.
you so much, Emily.
Thank you all for your work. This is great.
Yeah. I only have a few minutes too, Sally.
Okay, we have only one more box, so let's just quickly. We did Bridgeport and Custer.
I think it's you passed it. It's Bridgeport and Bradley Lake Drive. That one. Nope. You went too far. Right there.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Okay, so for this one,
Yeah.
we're looking at Wildflowers, Cows and Giants, or, well, I think we used all of Mauricio's. We did the flute player, the wizard, the dog, and the King of Hearts. So yeah, so then we're down to the Wildflowers or Cows and Giants.
The Wildflowers and which one?
Cows and Giants.
Oh, I think you know what? Maybe we should just do the Wildflowers one here because the cows and the dandelions, I think would be kind of cute for a next generation one coming up somewhere else. Because maybe we're going to do like the city wants to do Ward's Park or something. And maybe that one would be cuter at Ward's Park or something like that.
Yeah.
Those boxes in front of Ward's Park are numerous and ugly.
Okay, I'm gonna type this up before I forget it. I'll shoot it out to you. I will let the artist know. Are we at that point? Feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting. Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye.